Have you ever wondered if you're truly living your own life, or just playing out a script written by something else? From this very moment, you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to a life of limitation, quiet frustration, and never quite reaching your potential. The other, a road of limitless growth, personal power, and a reality you consciously shape. So, which one will you choose? In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 mind-blowing techniques inspired by the teachings of Neville Goddard, a spiritual pioneer who saw through the illusion we call reality. These methods could completely shift the way you experience your world. You'll discover how to rewrite your past, embody your desired future, and finally break free from the simulation that's been quietly running your life without your permission. But before we dive in, take a moment. Are you truly ready for radical change? Are you prepared to stop living as a passive victim of your circumstances and instead become the conscious creator of the life you've always dreamed of? If your answer is yes, then stay with me. Let me introduce you to your guide on this transformation. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to manifest exactly what they want, effortlessly, while others remain stuck no matter how hard they try? The difference lies in how they understand reality itself. Neville Goddard, a visionary thinker far ahead of his time, believed that the world we live in isn't as solid or separate as it appears. In fact, he taught that what we experience is not the real world, but a projection, a simulation crafted by our own consciousness. Picture your mind as a powerful film projector, constantly casting images of your beliefs, assumptions, and inner dialogues onto the screen of your daily life. According to Goddard, what you call reality is nothing more than your internal state playing itself out externally. To bring this to life, let me share a story. Sarah, a passionate but struggling artist, spent years trying to sell her work, with little success. Then she discovered Neville's teachings. Instead of hoping and waiting, she began to imagine vividly and daily that she was already a successful artist. She felt the joy of people admiring her work, heard their voices praising her, and lived emotionally in that state. Within a few short months, she held her first solo exhibition, and every single painting sold. Sarah hadn't changed the outer world directly, she had shifted her inner world. And by doing so, the simulation responded in kind. She didn't just beat the system, she rewrote it. And this brings us to the core of Neville's method, the principle that will set the stage for everything else we're about to explore. You've just seen how Sarah rewrote her inner world and watched her outer reality shift in response. But what made that shift possible? It all comes down to a core principle in Neville Goddard's teachings. Consciousness is the only true reality. Everything you see, hear, feel, or experience in your physical world isn't just happening to you, it's happening through you. Your outer world is nothing more than a perfect mirror reflecting the state of your inner world. Think about it like standing in front of a mirror. The reflection you see isn't independent of you, it's you. In the same way, your environment, your relationships, your successes, and your struggles all echo your deepest beliefs, assumptions, and emotional states. Now, here's a powerful way to imagine it. Your consciousness is like the source code behind a video game. What you experience, your daily life, events, and outcomes, is simply the result of that code running. If you change the code, the game changes. If you shift your beliefs, your reality will begin to reshape around them. But you might ask, if consciousness truly creates reality, why isn't my life already the way I want it? That's where Neville's wisdom becomes life-changing. Most of us are unknowingly creating our reality on autopilot. We're operating from outdated mental scripts, old fears, and limiting beliefs we picked up long ago, often without even realizing it. We think we're in control, but in truth, we're letting old programming write the story. Neville likened this to sitting in a movie theater. You're so engrossed in the film that you forget you're the one watching it, not a character inside. You forget that you're holding the projector. His teachings are like a gentle nudge on the shoulder, whispering, "Hey, you're not just watching, you're the one projecting." Once you wake up to this truth, something remarkable happens. You begin to notice the links between your inner state and your external world. You see how certain beliefs consistently produce certain results. It's like putting on a pair of X-ray glasses. Suddenly, the invisible architecture behind your life becomes visible, and the best part, once you can see the code, you can change it. You're no longer at the mercy of a world that seems random or cruel. You become the deliberate, conscious creator of your life. You can rewrite the program line by line, replacing fear with faith, doubt with clarity, and limitation with infinite possibility. So now the question becomes, what kind of reality do you want to write next? Let's keep going, because the first technique you're about to learn could completely flip your understanding of time, memory, and the past itself. After realizing you are the projector of your own reality, another startling idea begins to take shape. One that shakes the foundation of everything you've been taught to believe. What if the thoughts you think are yours were never really yours at all? What if they're just lines of code installed in your mind by the simulation itself to keep you stuck in a limited version of life? This isn't just a mental exercise or a philosophical what if. According to Neville Goddard, this is the reality most of us are unknowingly living. From the moment we're born, we're fed a steady stream of beliefs and assumptions that quietly write the rules of our lives. Phrases like money doesn't grow on trees or good things never last don't just pass through our ears, they plant themselves deep in our subconscious. And there they become part of the operating system of our minds. It's like we're characters in an elaborate video game who have forgotten we're playing. The beliefs we've accepted feel like absolute truths, fixed rules about how the world works. But what if they're nothing more than restrictions built into the simulation? What if these so-called truths are just programming designed to keep us from exploring the full range of our power? Take a moment to think back to your childhood. Maybe you were passionate about drawing. One day you proudly showed your work to an adult, only to hear you'll never make a living as an artist. Just like that, a new line of code was written into your mind. Over time, this single comment could shape the course of your life, burying your creative dreams beneath layers of doubt. Or maybe you grew up in a household where money was always tight. You heard the phrase, "We can't afford that," so many times, it became more than a sentence. It became a belief. It coded into your system the idea that money is scarce, that you'll always have to struggle, that abundance is for others but not for you. These beliefs don't just affect how you think. According to Neville, they directly shape the reality you live in. This is what he called a scarcity mindset, a mental lens that sees the world as lacking, as competitive, as full of limits. And as you accept these beliefs, you unconsciously create a life that matches them. You stop taking chances. You settle for less. You shrink your dreams. But what if none of it was ever true? What if you could delete those lines of code and write something entirely new? Because here's where Neville's insight becomes revolutionary. Since consciousness is the only true reality, every belief you hold isn't just mental, it's generative. It's creating your physical, visible world. When you believe in limitation, you live limitation. When you believe in scarcity, scarcity becomes your experience. And when you change that belief, that's when everything changes. Let's now go deeper into exactly how to break free from this mental matrix and install a new operating system, one that aligns with the life you truly want to live. If your beliefs are like glasses that distort reality, then what happens when you take them off? We've been walking through life wearing invisible lenses, glasses shaped by limiting beliefs, past experiences, and societal conditioning. Every moment, everything we perceive gets filtered through those lenses. reinforcing a narrow, distorted view of what's possible. But here's the incredible part. If those glasses were programmed by outside influences, then we can also reprogram them. And that changes everything. This is where Neville Goddard's techniques become game-changing. They're not just self-help tools, they're like cheat codes designed to help you hack the very simulation you're living in. Using them, you can start identifying the unconscious beliefs that have quietly dictated your actions, thoughts, and emotions for years. And more importantly, you can rewrite them. Just imagine taking off those foggy, outdated glasses for the first time. Imagine looking out into the world and seeing it clearly, full of boundless possibility, creative energy, and hidden doors you didn't even know existed. That's the power Goddard's teachings offer. The ability to go from living on autopilot to living deliberately, as a conscious creator of your experience. Once you realize the prison is in your mind, the question becomes, how do you escape? And here's the twist. Your jailbreak doesn't require force, action, or even struggle. In fact, the most powerful key to your escape might be something surprisingly simple. Silence. Could mastering the art of inner stillness be the real secret to transforming your life? Picture this. You're sitting in a quiet room, eyes closed, breathing deeply. At first, there's noise, thoughts racing, distractions buzzing. But then, something begins to shift. The noise fades. You feel your awareness deepen. You aren't thinking, you're simply being. In that silence, a doorway opens. This isn't just relaxation. It's not about escaping life. It's about tuning into the deeper frequency beneath the noise, the part of you that isn't conditioned, afraid, or reactive. It's the part that's always been free. Meditation, in this sense, is more than just peace of mind. It's a direct tool for rewriting the simulation. When you enter silence, you stop feeding the old programs. You create space for something new to emerge. It's like walking into a cluttered room and clearing it out. Suddenly, there's clarity, simplicity, and beauty you hadn't noticed before. And just like a still pond reveals what lies beneath, your quieted mind begins to show you truths the noise had always hidden. So now that you understand the gateway of silence, what happens when you combine that stillness with intention? When your quiet mind becomes the canvas for a new reality? Let's explore that next. Stillness, as we just explored, is not just silence, it's a doorway. And when your mind grows quiet, what you find isn't emptiness, but clarity. Let's step into that silence together. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes gently. Now, take a deep breath in through your nose, allowing your belly to rise as you fill your lungs. Hold that breath for a moment. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing tension as you do. With each breath, imagine a warm golden light entering your body. Let it fill every part of you. As you breathe out, feel any stress or tightness dissolving and drifting away. Breathe like this for a few minutes. Don't force anything. Just observe. Feel the rhythm of your breath, steady and calming. No effort, no resistance, just presence. Now maybe you're thinking, but my mind never shuts up. That's completely normal. Think of your mind like an untrained puppy. It won't sit still right away. It needs gentle, patient training. When thoughts come up, and they will, don't fight them, simply notice them, like clouds drifting across the sky. Acknowledge, then let them pass. Over time, this simple practice brings incredible benefits. Meditation is like wiping the dust off a mirror. Suddenly, you begin to see clearly. The endless noise of the outside world, all that pressure, comparison, and distraction, it starts to fade. In its place, a quiet strength begins to grow inside you. Creativity, intuition, and deep inner power rise to the surface. You begin to see how your thoughts shape your experiences. And here's the real magic. Every time you meditate, you're actually rewriting the code of your reality. Why? Because consciousness creates reality. When you shift your state of consciousness, even slightly, you alter the simulation you're living in. Think of daily life like being a character in a video game, reacting to all the chaos and flashing lights. But when you meditate, something changes. You stop being the character. You become the player, the one holding the controller. You're no longer reacting to the world. You're creating it from within. As you keep practicing, something beautiful happens. Synchronicities start to show up, those perfectly timed moments, chance meetings, or little coincidences that feel too precise to be random. These are signs, clues, indicators that you're tuning into the deeper pattern behind life itself, the hidden code behind the scenes. But let's be clear, this isn't about running away from reality. It's about entering it more fully, from a state of awareness and empowerment. So what happens when you combine this inner stillness with imagination? That's where true creation begins. Let's explore that next. Once you begin to quiet the noise of the outside world, you naturally become more present, more attuned to the hidden beauty and potential in every moment of daily life. So, are you ready to take that first real step toward hacking the simulation? Start small, just 5 minutes of meditation a day. It may seem like nothing at first, just sitting in silence, doing nothing. But soon, you'll realize this simple act is quietly revolutionary. You're not only shifting your mental state, you're rewriting the very fabric of your reality. Now, you might already know that meditation can reshape your present. But what about your past? What about those regrets, missed chances, or moments that still make your stomach twist? What if those memories, even the ones you thought were set in stone, could be rewritten? That's where things get truly mind-bending. Imagine this: you're watching your favorite TV show, and suddenly a scene pops up that you absolutely hate. What do? Easy. Grab the remote and hit rewind. Skip it, fix it, change the storyline. Now, imagine if you could do the same thing with your own life. That's exactly what Neville Goddard's revision technique offers. Think of it as a kind of cosmic remote control for your memories, one that lets you revisit moments from your past and reshape them. Not with denial, but with creative power. Here's how it works. Choose a memory that's been bothering you. Close your eyes. Picture that moment clearly in your mind. But this time, don't just replay it as it was. Instead, rewrite it. Imagine it unfolding exactly the way you wish it had gone. Let's walk through an example. Say you once completely bombed a job interview. You were nervous. You forgot your words. You walked out of the room feeling like a failure. Now pause, close your eyes, and replay that scene. But this time, see yourself walking in calm and confident. Hear yourself answering every question with clarity. Feel the handshake at the end, the smile on your face, the joy of landing the job. Let those emotions, pride, relief, excitement, fill your body. It might feel a little strange, even fake. But here's the secret. According to Neville Goddard, you're not pretending. You're actually changing something fundamental. You're rewriting the code. Your brain starts to form new neural pathways. Your energy field shifts. The simulation begins to reconfigure. You might ask, but isn't that just a fantasy? That's not what really happened. And you'd be right in the physical past. But remember what we learned earlier. Consciousness creates reality, and your consciousness lives in the now. So if you can change the memory in your inner world, what happens next in the outer world? Let's explore. If changing your perception of the past can rewrite your present, then what about the stories you're still carrying? The ones quietly shaping your every choice? According to Neville Goddard, by shifting your consciousness around past experiences, you don't just feel better about them, you literally begin to change your reality. But why even bother digging into the past? Isn't it more productive to focus on the future? That's a fair question, but here's the catch. Your past isn't just a collection of old memories. It's more like a program running quietly in the background of your mind. Those experiences, especially the painful or disappointing ones, continue to influence your thoughts, emotions, and decisions in ways you may not even realize. They're like outdated software slowing down your system by using Goddard's revision technique. You're not avoiding the past. You're freeing yourself from the invisible weight it carries. You're clearing out emotional clutter, making space for a more empowered and focused version of yourself to emerge. Neville often said that dwelling on past mistakes is like reinfecting yourself. It's like scratching at a wound that's trying to heal. Revision becomes the spiritual antibiotic, helping those inner wounds close cleanly and for good. But revision isn't just about erasing bad moments. It's about transforming them into fuel for growth. That awkward conversation you replay in your mind, it becomes a moment of courage. That missed opportunity, it evolves into the redirection that led you somewhere better. You're not just editing your memories, you're rewriting the entire narrative of who you are. The beauty of this practice is that it works on all levels, from life-altering events to minor everyday frustrations. Had a fight with your partner. Revise it into a calm and loving exchange. Spilled coffee on your shirt before a big meeting. Rewrite the scene so you caught the cup in time. It might sound small, but each act of revision trains your mind to see yourself as powerful, in control, and connected to a deeper flow of possibility. Still wondering if this really works? Thousands of people practicing revision report incredible changes. They find that not only do their feelings about the past improve, but their current situations begin to shift in unexpected and positive ways. It's as if they've discovered a hidden cheat code, a way to step out of reaction and into creation. And if revising your past is this powerful, what happens when you take that same energy and direct it toward your future? Get ready, because now we step into one of Neville Goddard's most transformative teachings. Living in the end. Imagine what could happen if your dream life wasn't something you chased, but something you lived, right here, right now. You've already learned how revising your past can free you. Now, it's time to step fully into the future you've always wanted by living in the end at its core. This technique is about much more than just visualizing success or repeating positive affirmations. Living in the end means fully embodying the feeling that your desire has already come true. It's about immersing yourself so deeply in that imagined reality that your subconscious mind accepts it as your current truth. And once that happens, that's when the magic begins. Picture your consciousness as a vast, fertile garden. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are the seeds. When you live in the end, you're planting the seed of your desired reality. But planting is only the beginning. It's your consistent attention and belief, like sunlight and water, that help these seeds grow and take root in your actual life. So how do you begin this powerful practice? Start by finding a quiet moment in your day. Close your eyes. Let the noise of the outside world fade. Then gently step into a vivid mental scene. Not one where you're hoping for success or love, but one where it already exists. If you dream of a thriving career, feel the pride and confidence of having reached your goals. If you desire a deep, loving relationship, immerse yourself in the joy and connection of being with your ideal partner. Don't just imagine the picture, make it real in your body. What does it feel like to shake hands with your future self? What sounds are in the background? What do you smell, hear, or touch in this fulfilled reality? The more detailed and sensory-rich your experience, the more deeply it imprints on your subconscious. To reinforce this, use affirmations, but make sure they speak from a place of completion, not longing. Say, "I am successful," not "I want to be successful." Speak these words not like wishes, but like facts. And as you say them, Feel the emotional truth behind them. It's not about faking belief. It's about gently aligning your consciousness with the version of you who already has what you want. Naturally, doubts will surface. What if I can't stay in this state? What if I start second-guessing? That's okay. Doubt is part of the human experience. When it comes up, acknowledge it, but don't feed it. Instead, gently shift your focus back to the feeling of fulfillment. It's like training a puppy to sit. It takes repetition, kindness, and time, and yes, patience matters. In a world of instant gratification, we often expect results overnight. But manifesting through consciousness works on divine timing, not human deadlines. Your role isn't to force the outcome. Your role is to keep planting the seed, watering it with belief, and trusting that the universe knows when and how to deliver. So what happens when you truly commit to living in the end and start seeing signs that your new reality is already beginning to unfold? Let's explore exactly that in the next chapter. You've just discovered the power of living in the end. But here's the real magic. By doing so, you're actually rewriting the code of your reality. It's like adjusting the dial on an old radio to find the perfect station. When your inner state aligns with your desired outcome, the frequency of your life begins to shift. Suddenly, you start picking up signals, experiences, people, and opportunities that match that new vibration. This isn't just about thinking positively, it's much deeper than that. It's a powerful spiritual technology that honors one core truth. Your consciousness creates reality by living in the end. You're not chasing your desires, you're becoming one with them. There's no separation between you and what you seek. You're tuning into a version of yourself where it already exists, and in doing so, you're inviting that version to manifest into your physical experience. Imagine, just for a moment, that your life isn't a random series of events. What if it's actually a grand, unfolding story, a cosmic drama, where you're not only the lead actor, but also the screenwriter and the director? That's exactly what Neville Goddard revealed. In his teachings, he described life as an eternal stage play. Every day we act out scenes, step into roles, and engage with other characters. We play our parts as students, partners, workers, dreamers, but that's not the whole picture. We're also the audience, silently watching our lives unfold. And most importantly, we are the playwrights, the creators, shaping every scene with our consciousness. Think about it like a dream. When you're asleep, you don't just appear in the dream. You create it. You imagine the landscape, cast the characters, write the dialogue, and still feel completely immersed. You are the dreamer, the dream, and the one experiencing the dream all at once. Neville believed that our waking life operates under the exact same principle. The only difference is that we haven't fully awakened to it yet. This idea that life is a dream we're authoring in real time isn't just poetic. It's a profound tool for transformation. When you begin to see yourself as the writer of your reality, everything shifts. Challenges become plot twists. Setbacks become setups. Your dreams stop being distant goals and start becoming inevitable outcomes of the story you're actively telling. But how exactly do you awaken in the middle of this cosmic dream and take the reins? That's where Neville introduces one of his most powerful metaphors, the spiritual crucifixion and resurrection. It might sound dramatic at first, but don't worry, it's not religious dogma. These are symbolic terms for a much deeper internal shift. So, let's step forward into the next chapter and uncover what it truly means to undergo this inner transformation and finally rise into your most conscious, powerful self. After realizing that life is a dream we are both experiencing and creating, the next step is one of the most powerful and transformative, awakening from the old self that believes it's separate from its desires. This part of the journey, as Neville Goddard described, involves a kind of spiritual crucifixion, not in the physical sense, but in the letting go of our limited, conditioned self. It's about releasing the ego that clings to pain from the past and fear about the future. And yes, this can feel uncomfortable, even deeply challenging, but it's necessary. Like a snake shedding its old skin, we must surrender outdated beliefs to make space for something greater. And then comes the resurrection, the beautiful rebirth. It's the moment you awaken into your true identity, not as a victim of life's circumstances, but as the conscious creator of them. You no longer see yourself as someone separated from their desires. You recognize that you are, in fact, the very consciousness shaping your world. Neville compared this to becoming lucid in a dream. At first, you're completely absorbed in the story, reacting to everything as if it's all beyond your control. But then something clicks, a realization dawns. Wait, I'm dreaming. And in that moment, everything changes. You become aware that you're the one dreaming it all, and suddenly, you can direct the dream however you choose. The same awakening happens in waking life. Once you understand that your outer world is a projection of your inner state, you're no longer a puppet of fate. You're the playwright. The ultimate cheat code to reality is this: the power to change anything in your life isn't out there. It's been within you all along. Think about what this means. That promotion you've been striving for. It's not about waiting for someone to hand it to you. It's about aligning your consciousness with a version of you who already has it. That relationship you've been yearning for. It's not about searching for the perfect person. It's about becoming the version of yourself who effortlessly attracts and sustains deep love. But the real magic isn't just about manifesting physical things. The true gift of awakening is discovering your divine nature, the creative force within you, full of love, insight, and infinite potential. Imagine waking up each morning, knowing you're the author of your own epic tale. How would you write the next chapter? What bold adventures would you create? What beauty would you invite into your life? Now that we've awakened to this truth, let's explore how you can practically apply this realization and truly begin to live as the dreamer of your own reality. You've just discovered that you're the dreamer, the writer, and the lead actor of your own reality. So what's next? Now, it's time to play the game of life on an entirely new level. This journey isn't about running from reality. It's about stepping fully into it, awake and aware, ready to engage with the world as a conscious creator. You begin to see that life itself is a divine performance unfolding around you, and you, in collaboration with the universe, are the script. And now that you've unlocked the cheat codes, it's time to level up your consciousness, to play in what some might call God mode. Of course, with this kind of awareness comes both awe and responsibility. You may feel an exhilarating sense of freedom mixed with moments of doubt or overwhelm. That's perfectly normal. You're not just tweaking surface-level habits, you're transforming your entire inner world. This is the real spiritual path, and it will reach into every corner of your life. Let's begin with something incredibly simple, yet profoundly powerful: the Manifestation Journal. Think of this journal as your personal line of communication with the universe, a sacred space where your desires begin to take form. Every day, take a few quiet moments to write down what you intend to bring into your reality. Be specific, be bold, and most importantly, write as though your desires have already come true. Feel it as you write. Let gratitude, joy, and the satisfaction of your success flow through your pen. The act of writing is not passive, it's a declaration, a coded signal to the universe that says, "This is who I am. This is my reality." But remember, manifestation is more than just writing and waiting. It's about realignment. Every thought, every emotion, every belief must begin to resonate with your vision. That's where the second practice comes in. Daily revision, each night, just before sleep. Take a few minutes to reflect on your day. But here's the twist. You're not just reviewing, you're rewriting. If something didn't go as you wanted, maybe an awkward conversation, a missed opportunity, or a moment of self-doubt, close your eyes and play it back. This time, picture yourself responding with calm, clarity, and power. See it going the way you wish it had gone. Feel that version of events, and breathe it in by doing this. You're not simply imagining a better day, you're rewriting the emotional coding of your experience. You're shifting the vibration not just in memory, but in energy. These small acts ripple forward, reshaping how tomorrow unfolds. Now, you might be wondering, how do I hold on to this new way of seeing when life inevitably throws challenges at me? That's a great question, and one we're about to explore next. Because maintaining this elevated state of consciousness when the world feels heavy is not only possible, it's where your true power is forged. Let's dive into how to stay in alignment, even when life tries to pull you off course. When challenges arise, and they will, remember, they're simply echoes of the old programming you've begun to outgrow. You'll feel it, the creeping doubt, the return of familiar habits, the subtle tug of your former mindset trying to reclaim its space. It may feel like the simulation is fighting back, attempting to pull you back into its web of limitation. But don't panic. These aren't signs of failure, they're signs of transformation. The system is glitching because you're rewriting the code. In these moments, don't resist the doubt. Instead, acknowledge it. Treat it like an old friend who's trying, in its own clumsy way, to protect you. Say to it, "Thank you, but I no longer need you." Then, gently but firmly, return to your truth, that you are the conscious creator of your reality. This is a powerful time to use a personal mantra. It can be something simple yet deeply resonant, like I am the author of my story. I choose joy, abundance, and love. Repeat it as needed, like a steady drumbeat reminding you of who you really are. And as you continue this path, remember to start small. No one builds a new world overnight. Even the grandest temples were laid brick by brick. Begin with manageable manifestations, a front row parking spot, a kind word from a stranger, or a beautiful sunset you weren't expecting. These may seem trivial, but they're vital training for your inner creator. Each small success builds your trust in the process and expands your belief in what's possible. Soon, you'll naturally begin to dream bigger and believe bigger. Because what's happening isn't just a shift in circumstances, it's a shift in you. You're not just changing external things. You're stepping into the deeper work of transformation, into becoming who you were always meant to be. This is the essence of spiritual awakening, discovering your divine purpose and boldly walking in it. As this inner shift takes hold, don't be surprised if your outer life starts to move in ways you never anticipated. Relationships may evolve, jobs may fall away, and unexpected opportunities might suddenly appear, almost as if by magic. You may feel a pull toward new environments, new adventures, and new ways of expressing your truth. Don't resist these changes. Embrace them. They're not disruptions, they're confirmations. They're signs that your new reality is aligning with the blueprint you've written in consciousness. You're no longer a background character in someone else's story. You are the writer, the director, and the luminous star of your own cosmic film. But perhaps the most profound truth of all is this: as you awaken, you help awaken the world. Every time you choose love instead of fear, abundance instead of lack, joy instead of resignation, you send ripples out into the collective field of human consciousness. And now, standing at the edge of everything you've known, peering beyond the curtain of the illusion, you come face to face with the greatest revelation of all. As you awaken to the truth that you are the dreamer and the creator, everything begins to shift. You are not just a passive observer in this life. You are the divine spirit, living and breathing through physical form, shaping the world around you with every thought, every feeling, every belief. This realization is both a profound gift and a sacred responsibility. So pause and ask yourself, are you still acting out a role handed to you by the simulation? Or are you finally ready to step into your true identity as the conscious creator of your reality? The decision lies in your hands, and it begins in this very moment. With each thought you think, each emotion you allow, and every assumption you hold, you are painting the canvas of your existence. Choose carefully, because the outer world will soon mirror the changes you make within. Your relationships will shift, your career will evolve, your health may improve, and even your ordinary everyday experiences will begin to reflect a deeper harmony born from your awakened state of consciousness. You'll start to notice that life flows more effortlessly, with moments of grace and synchronicity guiding your path. Yes, challenges will still come, but you'll no longer view them as random obstacles. Instead, they'll appear as sacred opportunities to refine your awareness and strengthen your inner mastery. Because once you realize you're the one holding the pen, even the hardest chapters become necessary parts of a grander story. This journey isn't just about manifesting wealth or checking off life goals. It's about stepping fully into the most radiant version of yourself, the version rooted in love, compassion, presence, and infinite possibility. It's about living each day awake to the truth that you are both the dreamer and the dream, the writer and the unfolding narrative. And because you are the writer, the story can be changed at any time. To live as a conscious creator is to take full ownership of your life. It means no longer blaming the world, your past, or your circumstances. Every experience you have, every person you encounter, every success or failure, all of it is a reflection of your inner world. And while that truth may feel heavy at first, it's actually the most empowering knowledge you could ever receive. Why? Because it means you can transform your life not by forcing the outside world to change, but by shifting what lives inside you. So how do you continue this path of transformation? It starts with devotion to daily practice. Every day, remind yourself who you really are. A powerful creator with the ability to shift timelines and rewrite outcomes. Use the tools you've learned. Meditate to calm your mind. Revise the past to heal old wounds. And live in the end to align with your desired future. Journal your progress, not as an obligation, but as a joyful celebration of your ever-expanding power to create. And most importantly, know that you are not alone. All across the world, others are waking up just like you, lifting the veil, stepping into awareness, and learning to move through this simulation with clarity and purpose. Together, we form a community of conscious creators, a wave of awakening reshaping what it means to live a human life. Now, let's explore how you can strengthen that connection to others, to purpose, and to the boundless intelligence of the universe that moves through us all. You've awakened to the truth that you are the author of your own story. Now, it's time to walk forward with that power in hand. As you continue your journey, don't forget the value of community. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Share your breakthroughs, celebrate your victories, and lean on one another through moments of challenge. We're not meant to walk this path alone. In fact, the more we individually awaken, the more we collectively raise the consciousness of the entire planet. Imagine, even for a moment, a world where more and more people realize they are not victims of circumstance, but conscious creators of reality. What if love, abundance, joy, and compassion weren't rare miracles, but simply the baseline of everyday life? That's not a fantasy. That's the new world we are building together. And it happens one thought, one belief, one act of conscious creation at a time. As you move ahead, embrace life with open arms. There will be moments of triumph and moments of uncertainty, unexpected turns and sudden shifts. But through all of it, you remain the one holding the pen. You are both the dreamer and the awakened soul within the dream. So why not write with boldness? Why not dream without limits and live without hesitation? Because here's the truth. This isn't the end. It's only the beginning. You've stepped into a new dimension, the realm of infinite potential. From now on, you won't be asking what life has in store for you. Instead, you'll be asking, what will I create next? This simulation, this reality, is yours. Yours to explore, to mold, to transcend. So, are you ready? If this message speaks to something deep within you, let it take root. Share it with others, live it boldly, and together let's awaken a world where everyone remembers who they truly are. The power to transform your life isn't outside of you. It's been within you all along. Welcome to the new world, your world, crafted through conscious creation,